about Saquon Barkley was definitely not good news because I wanted Saquon to get paid, but I didn't want Saquon to get paid by the Eagles. He chose the absolute worst team to go to. I understand that he's from the area, but it really just makes me feel like he's Benedict Barkley because you're going to tell us you want to be a Giant for life. However, you didn't get that CMC contract, and so you decided to leave. Whatever he got from the Eagles is basically not what he wanted from the Giants. He definitely would have wanted more from us because he's going to feel like you drafted me. I tore my knee for you. I've been going hard for you guys. So that amount of money that the Eagles are paying him, that's not what he wanted from the Giants. So when they said that he wanted $60 million, maybe he didn't want $60 million, but he obviously wanted somewhere around that. And that's why Joe was like, nah, this is what we got. If you don't like it, test the market. He went out there, he tested the market, and I said to myself, the great Saquon Barkley, you didn't get any offers from any other teams outside of the Eagles. You just had to take the Eagles offer. And I understand that you have family there, but I don't think this was a family decision. I feel like this was a stick it to the Giants decision. And so I can't wish injury on Saquon Barkley, knowing that I used to be one of his fans. That would be messed up. Some Giants fans probably will do that because this is the ultimate double cross right here. You don't leave the Giants and go to the Eagles. I don't care if you were born in the Eagles stadium. Like, you don't do that. That's just, come on. And he knows that. But I think Barkley already doesn't like the fan base because I know when they were saying some bad stuff about Daniel Jones, they said that Saquon Barkley wasn't too happy about it. He ended up cursing the fans out. And so he probably doesn't really view us as a great fan base anyways, because this is definitely not something that he's thinking about the fans when he joins the Eagles. He's more like, I'm sticking it to the Giants management, F the fans, because the fans aren't great anyways. Because as much as we like to crap on the Philly fans, he probably doesn't like us. I mean, I do with our fans all the time. I tell you guys, look, man, as much as I think certain players suck, I don't really go too hard on them. But we've had fans in front of Barkley talk about Daniel Jones, which is his boy. Like, I understand that a lot of people are saying that he shouldn't have got paid and we should have paid Barkley. Problem is, we have our price set for Barkley. Once he denied the offer that we had for him, of course they're going to pay John Mara and Eli Manning's quarterback. Like, everybody keeps saying it's Dave Gettleman's quarterback. It's not. They like him. That's how he got paid, because they like him. As soon as Saquon wasn't able to take his contract, open the door for Daniel Jones. Now, I do want to talk about the Drew Lock signing. A lot of people are getting hyped about the Drew Lock signing. It makes me feel like we won't take a quarterback in the first round unless the top three teams are drunk, because it should go Caleb to the Bears, Daniels to Washington. I don't know why they keep mocking May there. It doesn't make sense. And then Drake May should go to the Patriots. A lot of the Patriots fan base, I've done some spying, and they're excited. They're expecting to get Drake May. I'm sure the people who want Daniels, y'all been mocking Daniels to not go to Washington, and he's just going to magically fall to the Giants because you're desperate. But unless those top three teams are drunk, the top three quarterbacks should 100% go to those teams. And for you JJ fans, hopefully he goes in the second round. I wouldn't mind taking JJ in the second round, but a lot of you guys are saying he won't be available. And I'm like, so what? Because does that mean any of the top quarterbacks from next year aren't going to be as good as JJ McCarthy? Because I think they will be that good, like Sanders and even the kid in Texas. There's like 4 quarterbacks that are probably going to be better than JJ next year. So I really don't care if we don't get JJ this year. A lot of you guys are so desperate for a quarterback, like he's going to start day one. He shouldn't start day one. It should be Drew Lock or Daniel Jones. And when it comes to Drew Lock is a gunslinger. I prefer Gardner Minshew, but I feel like there's still ass quarterbacks though. The gunslingers, they're great when they're not throwing INTs, but I remember watching Gardner Minshew versus Jacksonville, which I feel like Gardner Minshew is better than Drew Lock. This dude threw 300 yards or 300 plus yards, but threw 3 INTs, and they were just like these annoying INTs where you're just like, why did you throw that? And then I realized, oh, he's a gunslinger, so he just throws whatever ball he wants to throw. And some of y'all like that recklessness until it backfires and we get our butts kicked. And then you're like, oh, Drew Lock sucks. Y'all are going to do that with Drew Lock because people are saying, oh, Drew Lock is better than Daniel Jones. Well, Daniel Jones has those stupid INTs where he stares down the wide receiver, or he throws it and it bounces off the wide receiver hands, the deflection INTs. But the stare down ones are definitely annoying. But the ones that you're going to see from Drew Lock are going to be just as bad. They're going to be usually tight window ones, or ones that he shouldn't have thrown. That the gunslingers always do that shit. So,
all right, come on. Throw it, Lock. There you go. Oh, you bastard.
not too excited about Drew Lock, but it is what it is. I wanted Gardner Minshew if we were gonna go with a gunslinger, but I think Gardner got paid more, so I understand why we signed Drew Lock. Now, as for the offensive line signings and the defensive signing, with the defensive signing, the Burns from Carolina, I just said to myself, like, a lot of y'all are worried about quarterbacks, but obviously the Giants are like, don't worry about our quarterback. We're gonna beat your quarterback up, because that defense is looking like, as soon as we fix the secondary, because we're going to need another cornerback and safety. It's a lot more that we're going to need for the defense, but that defense has some potential, so especially the pass rush. So if we can break somebody else's quarterback, I guess we won't have to worry about our quarterback. So it won't matter if it's Daniel Jones or Drew Lock or maybe a rookie like Spencer Rattler or one of those guys that we draft in the later round, because I don't expect a first-round quarterback. But defense might be looking good, so we're going to see what happens with the defense. And then for the offensive line, we got some players that can play different positions. I don't want to see Joshua Azuto ever again. You guys are mad at Daniel Jones for getting a neck injury. Blame Joshua Azuto. You got his blind side. How are you a left tackle and you get blown up that bad to where you hurt the quarterback? Like, we talk about how the quarterback is injury prone. Well, we're going to injure the new quarterback if we have guys like Joshua Azuto. And then we're going to call that new quarterback injury prone. So in my opinion, this free agency is going pretty good. Yes, we lost Saquon Barkley, but I think most smart Giants fans understand that we have to move on from Barkley, because we're not going to be able to pay him what he wants, because he definitely wanted more than what the Eagles paid him from us, because he's done so much for us. And I understand it, but I really don't like that Eagles move. I've seen some of you younger Giants fans saying you don't understand the frustration with people who are grown who are unhappy with Saquon Barkley, and that's because you're young and you don't understand rivalries. A lot of us who grew up in the 90s, we really take rivalries serious. Y'all young jitterbugs don't really care about that kind of stuff. Like, I've seen people say they're going to support Saquon Barkley on the Eagles. Like, that's a no-no for us people who are, again, were alive in the 90s or grew up in the 90s. You're not supporting your favorite player who has now gone to the opposition. You just don't do that. You don't do that. And yes, you're going to be upset in your old age at Saquon Barkley for going to the Eagles. Not because he left. If you're upset because Saquon Barkley left, then you're in the wrong. But if you're upset because he left to the Eagles, I understand it. I'm not really crazy upset about it. I'm just disappointed because it's the Eagles and that's it. But, it is what it is. But I think this free agency is going pretty well. You want to obviously make sure that if you do draft a quarterback, he can stand upright. I know you guys are screaming for a new quarterback, but if he can't stand upright, he's going to be as bad as Daniel Jones. You guys just think that any quarterback is better than Daniel Jones, and that's true. When they can stand, that is definitely true. So, again, free agency is going great. Don't look at any of the quarterback numbers from last season because they were all terrible. I've seen content creators post, oh, well, we signed Drew Lock, and then they go and they post the numbers from last season where Daniel Jones didn't have Barkley and the other quarterbacks had Barkley, and a slightly not so bad line, because the line was bad all season, but it was horrible from weeks 3 to 5 because you don't have that superstar running back. So it was bad last season, but we're doing a really good job getting some veterans for that line, because Joshua Azuto should never, ever play left tackle again. He can't play any tackle position. Put him at guard if he plays, but do not put this man at tackle ever again. But hopefully we continue to have a great offseason. We'll see what happens in the draft, and definitely going to be some drama there. But yeah, I'm still upset about the Saquon Barkley thing, but not as upset as most fans, but it is what it is. Also, big respect to Tiki Barber for saying what a lot of fans were thinking. I know Saquon Barkley took it the wrong way because he's from the softer generation where you can't say anything without being a diss or a beef between you and him. I don't think there's a beef between Tiki and Saquon, but maybe Saquon and
Tiki don't talk or have never spoken, or maybe they met and it went bad. But if that's not the case, I think Saquon's just being a softie. Like a lot of you younger guys who are like, oh, this is not a big deal, and you don't respect rivalries. Like, y'all are different. Y'all are from the soft generation. So y'all don't understand the significance of this guy leaving us and then going to our hated rivals. Because it doesn't mean anything for you guys. Everybody's friends. Oh, he's my friend. That's how you guys are in this generation. Y'all on that Kevin Durant shit. I don't like it.